Welcome to my 2020 bullet journal. I got this bullet journal from Walmart for only like $5. Here I am just opening it, kind of checking it out, seeing what it has. There's a lot of times when I thought it was recording and it just totally missed stuff, so I'm sorry about that. I've already done the cover page and it says the year to be present. That's going to be my word for the year. I made a little flap out for a year in flowers, and this will act as a reference for me when I'm doodling the flowers for each month. I also thought it would be a neat way to learn the flowers for the months. I didn't like how this bullet journal had a made index, just because I like to make my own index. So I covered this first page of the index. And as you can see, I'm also making that a little flap. I spelled measure wrong, so I blacked that out. You'll see that I mess up a lot throughout this whole process. On this page is going to be my Bible verse for the year. I started to write fulfilled, which is the second word, so I had to come up with a way to block that out. And this says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Proverbs 13:12. Now I'm just drawing a little flower at the bottom, but you can't really see, I'm sorry. I kind of didn't plan too well, so you'll see me jump back and forth a lot throughout this video, but I guess that's how it's supposed to be, right? I decided to go back and put a quote behind the page with the flap. I actually got this quote from a fortune cookie. It says, happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. And I thought it just went so well with my goals for being more minimal and being content with what I have. And again, I just doodled some flowers on it. This year I'm simplifying my goals to only have 3 main goals to focus on. This way I can hopefully achieve all of them. As you can see, it cut off again, but everything will be shown again at the end during the final flip through. I did pretty much the same spread last year, but I really liked it, so I'm doing it again. It's a monthly goals spread where I'll lay out the goal I want to focus on for each month and habits that I can do to achieve it, and then also rate myself at the end of the month to see how well I did. Here you can see me going back again to that flap page. I decided to make the other side of the flap a tryout page where I can put the markers and washi tape that I want to use throughout the bullet journal. Now you can kind of get a gist of how I'm going to use the flap thing, where I just flap it out, that way I can use it as a reference when I'm doodling flowers for the month. And this is going to be my year at a glance. I changed it up this year to put my trackers on the year at a glance. This way I can see how my mood is affected by my exercise and hours of sleep, and also big activities that I have for the day. I also track my period on the year at a glance too, so it'll be a good overview of everything. That way I can hopefully see if there's any trends with how I'm feeling compared to what I'm doing. And then I just fill out the rest of the months. I didn't do the entire video in one sitting, so I did it throughout a few days. So you'll see the lighting change throughout the video too. I finally finished writing all the numbers for each month. Now I'm just highlighting the weekends to differentiate it and block out the weeks. This will make it easier to look at and find what I'm looking for at a glance. The next page I'm doing is 20 things I learned in 2020. And this is going to be a page where I jot down the big things that I learned throughout the year. And hopefully at the end of the year, it comes out to 20 things or more. I also decided to do a gratitude log this year and make it all on one page instead of doing it monthly. I tried to do it every day for a couple months last year and it just didn't work out that well. So hopefully I use these 2 pages to jot down my thoughts and gratitudes throughout each month this year. So if you're anything like me, maybe this will work better for you too. This year, I'm also hoping to post more videos, so I made a video Kanban. This video Kanban setup was inspired by the bullet journal video from Plant-Based Bride, but I thought this was a genius idea because I use a Kanban for work, and it's definitely very helpful for any project. I got a lot of my inspirations from other bullet journal videos, so I'll list all of them below too. The next video I'm planning to post is a how I use my bullet journal video, and so you'll get to see how I use this and the other spreads. I've done a stats spread every year, and I think it's just fun to see how you grow or don't grow throughout the year. I messed up the circles because I was only able to fit 11 circles, so I covered it up with the brown paper, but it kind of worked out because then I made the little symbols a black circle and I thought that looked really good. I also decided to put a little YouTube tracker since I am trying to post more videos this year. And this spread was also inspired by another bullet journal video by Dark Sunlight. Here we have my spending habits tracker, and I really liked how this spread turned out. You can see that my black marker is kind of running out here, but it's still going. So this is my tidying up tracker. At the top I put the best things in life aren't things. So for this brown paper I put the steps for the Marie Kondo way. Ever since reading Marie Kondo's Tidying Up book, I've been really inspired to tidy up, but I still have yet to do it. Next paper, I put reminders or the questions to ask myself when I'm tidying up. This year, I decided to make the layout where it's the item, and then I also put where its home is. So hopefully having the space where its home is helps me organize my things a little better than I did last year. Last year I made a spread, but it was rarely used. So hopefully this spread is much more used this year with the new layout. The next spread here is a want and needs spread. On the next page is also a new spread that I've never done before, so it's the gift ideas page of what to give others. So it'll be a place whenever I think of good gift ideas, I can just jot it down and then write like what type of event it would be good for. And then if I do give it to someone, I'd write who I gave that gift to. My next spread is creations to make. And I just jot down the items that I need to fix because I have this big box of items to fix. And then art to make and cards to make. The video cut out so it didn't catch most of the reading tracker, but here I'm just jotting down the months. This is a new spread that came to mind as well. The next spread is my movies and series tracker spread. I think it's so fun just seeing all the movies and shows that you've watched all on a page. Usually I go over these 2 pages, but I'm trying to watch less and read more. So we'll see how this goes again. But it's set up very similar to my last year's setup. Here's my car maintenance tracker. This is a spread that I'm carrying from 2019, and I think it helped out a lot this year, which is keeping better care of my car. So I'm doing it again this year. So at this point, my black marker was really running out, and I looked all over my house, but I couldn't find another black marker. So I just had to kind of deal with it, and it looks kind of terrible. But I'm thinking once I find another black marker, I'll go over this, and hopefully it'll look a lot better. But this just says 366 new chances. I also didn't realize that I put changes until later on, and I cover it up again with the brown paper. The brown paper was a lifesaver throughout this whole setup process. The video cut out again when I was making my monthly layout, but here's the monthly layout. I made a little tab out of this sticker paper that I printed out, and it just has the faces of the moons on it. And now here you'll see how I'm using that other flap, my measure flap, as a quick reference to measure out my weekly layouts. You can see I messed up a couple times here and I just kind of scribbled it out. This was kind of inspired by those grid cheat sheets, but I made a grid cheat sheet in my bullet journal last year, but I never used it. I thought this year that if it's a flap, I'll definitely use it a lot more. I really hope that it doesn't fall off. In the back of all my bullet journals, I put a Remember Me Nots, which holds my logins to websites and apps and has the password asterisked out. And then on the other side, I put an editing cheat sheet. This page, I put hashtags. We'll see if that gets used. On the other page in the back, I'm putting the bucket, which is my bucket list. Now finally for the final flip through. yeah, that is my bullet journal this year, and I'm really excited to start using it. And I hope you're excited to use your bullet journal too. Bye.